Now that you learned how to add and subtract fractions, let's now try to solve word problems involving addition and/or subtraction of fractions. Are you ready? Okay. So for our first example, Carol decided to learn baking while staying at home due to the pandemic. Today, she plans to bake some cookies. The ingredient says she needs 2 3/4 cups of flour. However, only 1 1/4 cups of flour were left in her jar. How much more flour does she need? Now let us recall how to answer word problems. In solving word problems, the first step is to understand the problem, which means we will identify what is asked in the problem, also the given facts, and the operation that we will use. Afterwards, we devise a plan. This is when we create our equation. And once we have our equation, we will carry out the plan or solve the problem. And lastly, we will look back to check and interpret our answer. Now let's go back to our first problem. In this case, we are asked how much more flour does she need? Okay. And the given facts in this problem are 2 3/4 cups of flour and 1 1/4 cups of flour. Okay. 2 3/4 cups is the total number of cups of flour she needs according to the ingredients. But what she only has is 1 1/4 cups because it says it is what's left in her jar. Okay. Whenever you see this keyword here, that means the operation that we will use is subtraction. So for our equation, we will have 2 3/4 minus 1 1/4. Okay. So for our solution, we will have, okay, since our fractions are similar, it will be easy for us to subtract it. Okay. So let's start by subtracting the numerators. 3 minus 1, that will give us 2. Then copy the common denominator, which is 4. Now let's have 2 minus 1, that will give us 1. Now 2/4 is not yet in its simplest form, so we will have to change it into its simplest form. And we will do that by using continuous division method for GCF. That means we will find a number that will divide both 2 and 4. Okay. Again, it should be a number that will divide both the numbers in our division bar. And that is 2. 2 divided by 2 is 1, and 4 divided by 2 is 2. Therefore, the simplest form of 1 2/4 is 1 1/2. Okay, that means Carol needs 1 1/2 cups of flour, or she needs 1 1/2 more cups of flour. Now let's have our second example. A father and son harvested some fruits in their farm. The father harvested 14 2/9 kilograms of mangoes, while the son harvested 18 5/6 kilograms of watermelons. What was the total weight of the fruits they harvested? Okay, this time we are asked to find the total weight of the fruits they harvested. Whenever you see the word total, it is a keyword which means addition. So that means we will add the given facts in our problem. So our equation will be 14 2/9 plus 18 5/6. As you can see, our fractions here are dissimilar. So that means we will change them into similar fractions, okay, by using the LCD. Okay. And we will do that using continuous division method for LCM, because again, we're looking for the least common denominator for 9 and 6. Okay, this time we will look for a number that will divide either of the numbers inside our division bar. Okay, again, it's either, but in this case, since we have 9 and 6, we can use 3, which will divide both of them. 9 divided by 3 is 3, and 6 divided by 3 is 2. 3 and 2 are already prime numbers, so we'll stop dividing here and multiply these numbers. 3 times 3 is 9, times 2, that is 18. Therefore, the LCD is 18. Then let's find the new numerators. 18 divided by 9 is 2 times 2, that is 4. 18 divided by 6 is 3 times 5 is 15. Then we copy the whole numbers here. So our new fractions now are 14 and 4 eighteenths plus 18 and 15 eighteenths. 4 plus 15 is 19. The common denominator is 18, and 14 plus 18 is 32. Our fraction here is an improper fraction, so it means that we will need to change it into improper or into a mixed number. Okay, we'll do that by dividing the whole number or the numerator by the denominator. 19 divided by 18 is 1. 1 times 18 is 18, and we'll have a remainder of 1. So if we will rewrite 19 over 18, that will be equal to 1 and 1 over 18. Let us not forget that we have here a whole number 32. So that means we'll add it to the whole number we acquired from dividing 19 and 18. So 32 plus 1 is 33. Then we copy 1 over 18. That means the total number or the total weight of the fruits they harvested is 33 and 1/18 kilograms. Let's try another example. Kevin's weight is 65 and 2/3 kilograms. If Ferdinand's weight is 70 and 1/3 kilograms, by how many kilograms is his weight heavier than Kevin? This time we are asked by how many kilograms is Ferdinand's weight heavier than Kevin's weight. Okay, whenever you're asked by how many or how much is a certain object or a certain person is heavier than the other, it means that we will use subtraction. So for our equation, we will have 70 and 1/3 minus 65 and 2/3. If you will take a closer look to our fractions, you'll notice that the fraction in the subtrahend is bigger than the fraction in our minuend. Okay, so that means in this case, if we will subtract 1 by 2, we will not be able to do that. Therefore, 70 and 1/3 will be regrouped. And when you say regrouped, we will borrow 1 whole from 70. So 70 will become 69. Now what will happen to the 1 whole that we borrowed? Since the denominator of our fraction here is 3, it means that the 1 whole we borrowed is equal to 3 over 3. Therefore, we will add 3 to our numerator. So this will now become 4 over 3. Then, we copy 65 and 2/3. We can now solve. So 4 minus 2, that is 2. Then we copy the common denominator, which is 3. 69 minus 65 is 4. Therefore, Ferdinand is 4 and 2/3 kilograms heavier than Kevin. Next example, the Beltrans family is traveling to Hong Kong. They brought 2 luggages with them, which weigh 16 and 1/3 kilograms and 19 and 3/4 kilograms. What is the total weight of the luggages they brought? This time, we are asked to find the total weight. So again, when you have the word total, it means that we will need to add. So for our equation, we will have 16 and 1/3 plus 19 and 3/4. Since 1/3 and 3/4 are dissimilar fractions, it means that we will have to change them into similar fractions by using the LCD. So we will use the continuous division method for LCM. This time, we will think of a number that will divide either of the numbers inside our division bar, because again, this is continuous division method for LCM. Since 4 is not yet a prime number, let's look for a number that will divide 4, and that is 2. 3 is not divisible by 2, so we'll copy 3, and 4 divided by 2 is 2. Since these are now prime numbers, we will multiply them. 2 times 3 is 6 times 2, that will give us 12. So the LCD of our fractions is 12. Now let's find the new numerator. 12 divided by 3 is 4 times 1, that's 4. 12 divided by 4 is 3 times 3, that is 9. Then we copy the whole numbers. So we now have 16 and 4 twelves plus 19 and 9 twelves. 4 plus 9 is 13. We copy the common denominator, which is 12. Then we add 16 and 19, and that will give us 35. Since our fraction here is an improper fraction, we'll change it into a mixed number by dividing the numerator and the denominator. 13 divided by 12 is 1. 1 times 12 is 12. So we'll have a remainder of 1. So if we will rewrite 13 over 12, that will give us 1 and 1/12. Then, let us remember that we have here a whole number 35, so we'll add that to this whole number we acquired from dividing 13 and 12. Therefore, we will have 36 and 1/12 kilograms. So this is the total weight of the luggages they brought. For our last example, let's have Noraline needs 5 and 2/7 meters of lacing materials to completely lace the cover of their dining table. If she already has 3 and 4/21 meters, how much lacing materials does she still need? So this time we are asked, how much lacing materials does Noraline still need? Okay, since it says still need, it means that Noraline is lacking some lacing materials for their dining table. What she needs is 5 and 2/7 meters, but what she only has is 3 and 4/21 meters. Therefore, we will use subtraction. So our equation now will be 5 and 2/7 minus 3 and 4/21. Again, we have here the similar fractions. So let us change this into similar fractions by using continuous division method for LCM. So the LCD will be, okay. So let's find a number that will divide either of these two numbers. But since we have here 7 and 21, they will be both divisible by 7. 7 divided by 7 is 1, and 21 divided by 7 is 3. Then let's multiply. 7 times 1 is 7 times 3, that is 21. So our LCD now is 21. Now let's find the new numerators. 27 or 21 divided by 7 is 3 times 2, that will give us 6. Since the denominator here did not change, so we'll just copy 3 and 4/21. Then let's copy as well the whole number 5 here. So for our new fractions, we'll have 5 and 6/21 minus 3 and 4/21. 6 minus 4 is 2, so we copy the common denominator. And 5 minus 3 is 2. Okay. That means Noraline still needs 2 and 2/21 meters of lacing materials. Okay. Good job, everyone! We were able to finish solving word problems involving addition and subtraction of fractions.